Yo, have you heard about this new Delta-8 THC jazz? It's just taking over.
Delta what?
Delta-8 THC. It's that new.
Nah, bro. What do you mean new?
Yo, I feel like there's a new cannabinoid popping up every week, bro. We know all about CBD.
Yeah.
CBN.
Yeah.
That Delta-9, the classic. Yo, that's the most popular. These are like the most prevalent cannabinoids in weed. But this new wave, the one that has the legal market low-key kind of shook.
Why is that?
Let me tell you about it.
All right.
We're calling it Delta8 THC. I want to talk about it, where you can get it. Is it worth trying? Like, in the legal market, this isn't something that you run into every day.
I've never heard of this at all.
It's that brand new. So we're going to talk about this on today's podcast, and we're going to talk about why the legal market's a little iffy on this
A
one.
little shook.
But first things first, we got to shout out our listeners across Long Beach, across Southern California, and beyond.
Shout outs, baby.
Yo, we got fans out in Texas that probably know a little bit more about this Delta-8 shit than we do.
Why is that?
Because Delta-8's bigger in other states than in California. We'll talk about it.
Shout out to Texas.
Shout out to Texas. Very special thank you to all y'all rocking with us. This podcast, powered by the Green Grinders Club. Easily the dopest cannabis accessories brand on the West Coast.
That's right, baby. That runs. Get it, baby. So tell me a little bit more about that Delta-8. Like, I've never heard of this shit before. Like, I feel like they're coming up with new shit all the time now. Like, did they have some other shit called like CBN and like CBG or some other crap? You know, now Delta-8. Like, what is this?
Yo, so you know how they have carts in CBD stores? Like sometimes you can go to like a random smoke shop or a CBD shop, and they have these carts that have the wheat leaf on them that you'll cop an interesting buzz off of, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
So you're not getting like that same high, or what do you mean like not the same?
Like low key, I would never pick up from a tobacco shop to get high, because these kind of places are known for carrying shit like K2, like salvia. And I was under the impression that these little Delta-8 carts were the same deal, but it's not. It's science.
Hey, but salvia gets you on that fucking good one. It's a quick fucking high for most people that don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that shit'll get you twisted.
Yo, yeah.
And I can't believe smoke shops sell this shit.
Yo, me either. Smoke shops, these guys are like the innovators in high technology.
Yeah.
They give you the volcanoes. They've had cartridges and preloadable little...
They give you everything you need to fucking smoke up, you know?
And sometimes the shit's not the best for you, like Spice or K2, but sometimes they'll have interesting stuff like salvia. But this new wave is this Delta-8 THC. Let me talk about it.
All right,
so,
tell me.
Delta-8 is the other white meat. Yo, it's like THC, but it's different. You feel me? The THC that we're used to, the one that grows in the plant that we're used to smoking, like regular cannabis, that's Delta-9 THC, and it has its double bond in a really interesting place that makes it so that it holds on tight to those cannabinoid receptors, making you feel mad wavy. That's that characteristic high feeling you feel.
This is Delta-9.
Delta-9, so...
Which is your normal stuff, basically.
Yeah, your basic THC, Delta-9 THC, holds onto those receptors real tight, bro. Real tight.
Yeah.
CBD, on the other hand, those same receptors, kind of tickles it. Just touches it, lets it go. Touches it, lets it go. So you're not getting high, but you're feeling wavy.
All right.
This Delta-8 shit, it's very similar to Delta-9, but what's different is its chemical structure. Because it has its double bond in a different place, it doesn't fit that same endocannabinoid receptor the same way. It clings to it a little tighter than CBD, but a little looser than Delta-9. And so users tend to feel a similar euphoria to the Delta-9 experience, but a little bit more mild, a little bit less anxiety-inducing, a little bit less potent, for lack of a better word.
So, like, you're getting more like an uplifting feeling, happiness, you know, your euphoria is a little bit higher.
Yeah, all that.
More of a relief, like, of your symptoms.
But because it's not your traditional high... Oh, I've been talking with this bong all in front of my face this whole time. My bad, peoples. Because it's not your traditional high, it's not regulated the same way, you feel me? The way a lot of the laws were written, it's Delta-9 THC, which is forbidden, which is why CBD gets regulated federally. It's like, oh, yo, it's cool to sell CBD because it doesn't get you high. It's cool to sell a lot of these other cannabinoids because the way the law is written, it's not Delta-9.
So, are you telling me that Delta-8 you're going to be able to find at your smoke shops?
Yeah,
and this is why they're fucking getting all shook and scared and saying, fuck.
That part. That part. So, this Delta-8 THC seems to have a lot of potential for psychoactive effects, especially in higher concentrations. Some people say it's about a third as potent, so you get it in triple the concentration, and you can get similar but not the same as Delta-9 THC effects. Completely different wave. When we went to, oh, I can't even say that on air, but we'll talk about this in a second. But yo, yeah, it's separated the exact same way from similar plants. But because hemp's not as heavily regulated as the cannabis plants that the THC market really works with, you can extract Delta-8 from industrial hemp or a lot of the CBD source flowers and still get people high. How crazy is that?
So these people who are making CBD are probably going to be like, yo, I can do Delta-8 now and have it at your regular smoke shop and not have to have like a actual like legal license to be in one of these actual like legal shops.
Yeah, and I think that's a fucking trip. I mean, on one hand, I think it's cool that these hustlers are finding different cannabinoids to finesse the game with, you know?
Yeah.
The legal market has cornered so much of what cannabis is about that everybody's getting taxed, and they're stomping out the little guy. The Delta-8 is kind of our way to take the power back. But at the same time, I'm no snitch, and I'm not a fan of these cats just doing shit willy-nilly. But I think there's, like, a little bit of regulation is necessary, you feel me? Like, I'm not trying to drink moonshine that people brewed in their backyard. Sometimes I'll buy the tamales from the shorty that be giving to you in the parking lot, you know?
I feel like you have to, you know? You're getting it, like, from the source. But yeah, you don't want to support these fucking cats who don't do it right.
Yeah.
Obviously, but if some of these cats are at, like, these smoke shops, it's because they're really trying to get their shit right.
Yeah.
And what really can you do to not, like, I guess the way you grow it, but that's with anything, right?
It's honestly, it's 100% about the starting material and about having a source that you trust. And because this Delta-8 shit is just so new, I find it hard. I find it real hard to find a source that I trust.
And so
how does I'd be like, all right, yo, I'm cool with this.
How does this like Delta-8 look? Like, what does it look like? Does it look like a plant? Is it looking like some CBD? Because CBD usually looks like clear, you know, kind of like almost like a powder sometimes, a white powder. But you can always tell, like, see, this is probably CBD.
So I can visually tell what CBD oil looks like just off rip. CBD oil is darker, actually. It's darker than traditional cannabis oil, and it's really runny. It has a thinner texture. Like, it pours more like water compared to the thickness of most THC, Delta-9 THC oils.
Okay, because I've always only had CBD where it looks like clear, kind of like a either a powder or almost like a little rock form, like you're about to do some fucking crack type of shit.
Sheesh!
Like, that's the way it looks. That's why I've had CBD.
Yeah, and the only ways I've really seen Delta-8 is in cartridge form, and most cartridges now are like CRC, they're color remediation column treated, so the colors are really pulled out. So you can do that for Delta-8, Delta-9, CBD, whatever, you know? But Delta-8, you'll be able to find, I want to say they're giving out these Delta-8 carts, and Delta-8 carts have a crazy national business booming where you can sell, I think you can send Delta-8 carts in the mail because it fits in that rule, you know what I mean?
Under that category.
Yeah,
it's okay to do this shit.
And that's why it's so booming, especially for cats who don't have access to weed out here.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, if I'm in Michigan and I want to smoke like they do in California, but it's illegal, yo, bring that Delta-8 over here, baby, yo.
You'll get a little sample.
Hey, yo, who got that D8? Who got that D8? I need to have like a cool name for that, yo.
And I'm pretty sure you can probably fucking smoke this shit like enough to get somewhat of a resemblance. I mean, I'm sure you probably have to smoke more.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's gonna get to that point where, yo, I'm high off of this shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm hitting this so much, you know?
What's crazy to me is, yo, I thought I knew a lot about weed. And then this Delta-8 shit pulled up out of nowhere.
You clearly don't know enough.
Don't know enough. We can go deeper. Deeper. So if you guys see some Delta-8 shit, I'm sure you knew a little bit, but now you know a little bit more. I want to encourage you guys, especially if you're from a state that's not California, call in. Let us know what we don't know. I don't see Delta-8 in this industry too much. Do you see it in the trap, bro?
I haven't seen it in the trap at all. But do you really think it's gonna take over the way like these like legal shops are like thinking about? What is it that's scaring them so fucking much?
Yo, it's not that it's gonna take over. I think more that they really want. These guys paid a lot of money up front to play the game, quote unquote, the right way. And they're competing in the legal market. Uncle Sam is all up in their pockets. They're not getting no standard business deductions because it's not federally legal. They're playing the game on expert mode. We were talking about that a little earlier. Dealing weed at the legal level, it's a tough business, even at the corporate level. And having somebody who can kind of undercut you and give you some competition that doesn't have to play by your rules is tough. It's like your team has to wear helmets and shoulder pads, and they're playing flag football over there, you know? And you're wondering why they're scoring so many fucking touchdowns because your guys can't catch them. It's like, yo, look at all the gear that they have to wear. Yeah, your shit hits harder when you hit them, but can you catch them?
Bro, I play Monopoly sometimes, and I don't always win, and I'm a beast at Monopoly. But I lose too, you feel me?
Yeah.
And it's okay. Yo, at the end of the day, they have a bigger market.
Yeah.
Like, there's a market for everyone. If they're really that fucking worried, then they're not doing something right, you know? Then carry fucking Delta-8 at your fucking shop.
That part. I agree. Oh, man.
They're just trying to stop me out. I don't like it.
Yo, you're right. No, don't let them take your pride,
Yeah,
bro.
fuck that.
Oh, yo, for maybe next week we need to go pick up a Delta-8 cart and do a review on that. That would be kind of dope. Look.
That would be dope. I think we need to find a spot where they have because I've never heard of this shit. So
at all.
I'm gonna be surprised if I can actually find it at like a smoke shop.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's so new that these probably smoke shops don't even know yet. You know, they're probably gonna be like, what, Delta-8? Like, what the fuck is that? You know, I got CBD. Here you go. Yo,
this weekend I'm about to do a deep dive on Reddit to figure out, what's really cracking with this Delta-8 shit. I know there's some cats out here that got that Delta-8.
Oh, I'm fucking sure there is. Yo, if we just found out about this, to us it's always like, damn, we're early on, but at times we're kind of fucking late.
Yeah.
Really.
And I don't see it on like cannabis Instagrams at all. It seems as though just like the CBD world and the THC world, how they're kind of separate, maybe this Delta-8 world is completely insulated from the cannabis world that we're used to, you know? Maybe we're not asking the right questions.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll keep up. We'll see what's up.
Yeah, stay tuned, yo. This was Elijah, the Digital Budtender.
This is your co-host, Meyer.
What, you ate the trap king no more?
Not today.
Right on. And you've been listening to Out Smoking, the world's most potent podcast. Hey. Can you hit the button for me? The red one?